I'm here with Ben Hornby. It's Indigenous round, and I know I've played with some great Indigenous players over my career, both against and on the same team. Who are some of your favourites?
Well, there's a fair few. I got lucky enough to play with Nathan Blacklock and Lee Hookey and some of the blokes we saw growing up. You know, your Ian Russells, your John Simons, your Ricky Walfords, those type of guys. So
that's a list.
There's a lot of players in there that have brought a lot to our game, and we get to celebrate them this week.
And speaking of one, Jack Whiten, he's standing there next to us. He's going to be putting the 6 jersey on this week. What was the thinking there?
We've sort of been looking at that for a couple of weeks, but with the injuries, we just haven't been able to do it. So we got a couple back the last couple of weeks in the outside back, so we thought we'd give it a try. We think obviously want him to get his hands on the ball as much as he can.
Well, that's what I think. An NRL legend like that, done everything in the game. It can't hurt to have him closer to the footy.
Exactly.
Yep, there you go.
Couldn't have put it better.
I heard you say Dion will come in for Cody. Unfortunately, he's at the dropout, which is a bit devastating for the team.
Yeah, he just didn't pull up right from last week's game. We thought it was not much, obviously, so we tried to run him yesterday, and he's just not feeling right. So we can't take a risk with him. We can't risk missing him for 6 to 8 weeks. So we've had to put him on ice, and we've obviously got the bye next week, so he gets another week off there if that pans out that way.
Fair enough. And look, we both know Dion's a good player, but you know he hasn't really had a chance to assert himself, could I say, in the team. Have you got any advice? Have you given him any advice to help him along?
Yeah, we've been talking a fair bit over the last couple of days. It's so difficult for a young half to come into his first grade side who hasn't played before.
Yeah.
It's going to take games. That's just the reality of it. It's not going to happen first game, second game, might not happen third game, but the more games he's played, the more comfortable he gets. He'll be more dominant out there, all that stuff. So we're looking for him to take another step forward. As I said, we've done a lot of work this week with him taking a little bit more control, so I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
Well, the coach has played a bit in the half, so he knows a little bit about what to do.
Yeah, give it to the good players. That's the key.
Yeah, true. And we've got some on the outside, so it's good to have AJ back out there. He's on the verge of breaking records and playing plenty of NRL games. It's good to have him back.
It is, yeah. And like I said, we've got a few outside backs back over the last couple of weeks, so that's been pleasing. So, it's all there for us to go out there and play well.
So talking about getting a few guys back. Now, I don't expect you to know all these. We're going to go through a few injuries for the club and see if you can give us an idea how they're travelling and when they'll be back. So first of all, Cameron Murray, the captain, how's he going?
He's going really well. All things have been positive for Cam. So I think he's probably another month away.
Cool. Campbell Graham?
Campbell Graham's a work in progress, so he's a week-to-week proposition. He won't be back, I don't think, in the near future. So it's just a week-by-week with him.
And I heard you say Cody, so hopefully after the bye, the calves can be a bit dodgy, but...
Yeah, well, if all goes to plan, he should be right after the bye.
Good.
Yeah.
I see Junior still getting around on that scooter, so he's not close to a return.
No, he's similar to Campbell Graham, so he's on a sort of a week-to-week. We reassess each week, but yeah, he's not back in the foreseeable future.
Tyrone Munro?
Ty's the same. He's obviously had an operation on his collarbone, so yeah, he's working through his steps that he's got to get back. So he's got a broken bone, so he will be back at some stage in the mid future. Is that a terminology?
Sooner rather than later. Jai Gray?
Jai will be on track with Cam, I think. So he's going really well as well. So him and Cam are going really well. So they should be back in the next month.
You won't know what to do with yourself when you get all these blokes back.
Well, I might have some selection decisions to make.
You will. Footy, Dean Hawkins?
Dean's working his way back. He's not going to be back for another 6 or so weeks, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a shocker, that one.
Yeah.
Shaq?
Shaq's the same. I think he's 6+.
Gee. You've taken over at a time when it's just quite a difficult period for the club.
Yeah, it is, but it's a great opportunity for the other blokes. Like we get to see Davey and Tallis, Pete, the list goes on, really get some meaningful game time, so they're going to be so much better for it at the back end of the year.
That's the bright side of this injury crisis. Benjamin Lovett?
Benny's a week to week as well. He's coming along pretty slowly, so he's just working through the steps. But yeah, he's with the rest of the boys. He won't be back in the near future.
Yeah, well, it was a horrible injury, and just to be back, even thinking of playing footy, is a win.
Yeah. But he's tracking along. He's starting to move a little bit. So yeah, he's just week to week.
Thomas Fletcher?
Fletcher's working his way back. He's not too bad. He'll be back in between Cam Murray and those other boys. So he's in that mid range.
He'll be a good asset to get him back out there and play some footy because he's had a horrid run with injury.
He has, yeah.
Leon Teho?
Leon's just got clearance to come back. So yeah, he had a bit of a heart drama. So it's got to be a slow build for him. I mean, I don't think we can just go straight off not doing anything to playing. So
Yeah.
He'll be a slow build up.
Good. Couple more. Isaiah Tass.
Jeez, I'm going through the whole list here.
Rabbitohs.com.au.
What's next?
3 more. Isaiah Tass. Sorry.
Tass he's a long way away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Richie Kenner.
And Richie's back next week. So Richie's back next week.
Now, Amani's just got a quick one.
Talis Duncan is a great talent. What is the plan for him moving forward?
For him to continue to get better. I think he's shown over the last couple of weeks that he can take on more minutes. So we'll look to build that over this rest of this year, and I'm sure he'll hit the ground running next year.
That's good to hear. When Jai Gray comes back from injury, is he going to be moving into the first grade team?
Well, that'll depend how the first grade team's going when he comes back. So we'll see where we're at, see where all the boys are at, and then we'll make a decision when that happens.
Thanks, Ben. Appreciate your time.
No problem.
Legend. See
Thank
you later,
you.
mate.
Thank you.